FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. Indiana County District Attorney Bob Manzi is kind enough to join us this morning. Our visit presented by Marcus & Mack, voted Best Law Firm and Best Personal Injury Lawyer 4 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. You can visit them online at marcusandmack.com. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Todd. How are you today?
Wonderful. Great day to come across the street, isn't it?
Oh, it's a beautiful day. We should all be outside today.
Yeah. Yeah, well, some of us will get that opportunity, but some of us have a lot of work to do today. You're one of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, you've been working, your staff, the law enforcement community all across Indiana County, putting ne'er-do-wells where they belong. And unfortunately, there are way too many of those types of folks who need to have some work done. And you took a couple of drug dealers off the street, huh?
Oh, yeah, we had, our drug task force is always working. Even when you don't hear about what they're going on, you can be assured that they have investigations going on. They're working with counterparts in other counties surrounding us, with the feds, and in our county, putting together investigations. We recently had a really solid investigation. We had information on an individual. We conducted a vehicle stop, and we found about 908 grams of methamphetamine in the car. Mm-hmm. Now, this individual admitted that they were being paid a couple $1,000s every once in a while to travel from Blairsville to out of state to bring drugs back to Indiana County. We'd gathered that information, and those are the higher level traffickers that we're looking for. Obviously, anybody selling drugs, we want to stop them from doing that. But when we can stop the drugs from coming into the county, mm-hmm. That's 908 grams that won't make it to the street anywhere. So we're working our way, and we're consistently working our way higher and higher up that ladder to put a stranglehold on the product coming into the county so it can't be sold.
I know that you use as a very valuable resource the general public, people who notice things that don't seem quite right and give you a call and say you might want to check this out or that out. There's that. But there's also, you see stuff happening in neighboring counties or even maybe regionally, and you say to yourself, that's something we want to pay a little bit of attention to, maybe do some background and find out if that activity in some other county, maybe 40, 50 miles away from here, is actually seeping into Indiana County. And frequently it is.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's no walls around Indiana County. We're not a separate entity apart from everyone else. Mm-hmm. So we keep in contact in my office with district attorneys across the state, with drug task force across the state. We want to know what those trends are, because we know if something appears in Pittsburgh for the first time today, we know it's only a matter of time before it starts coming here to Indiana County. And fortunately, we have time to prepare as best as we can for when it gets here and to slow that progress down. And we work with our partners across Western Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. I'm regularly in contact with district attorneys and their offices in all the surrounding counties, because obviously if we can stop drugs from coming in our county, they can stop drugs from coming in their county. It helps everybody, because the drug dealers don't care where the county lines end. They care where they're going to be able to sell it.
Yeah, you'd like to have maybe not a actual wall, but at least a law enforcement wall here in Indiana County that would help to keep the drugs out of the county. And those types of behaviors are things that you're always on the lookout for. Wanted to ask you about a couple of other things. There's an event coming up, a license plate event we want to get into this morning, but I also wanted to ask you about, with school starting up and the opportunity that you take and that hopefully schools take advantage of, to get into the schools and to visit with students. There are all kinds of threats that can impact a student's life. Internet threats, obviously drug culture, all kinds of different types of things. And I want to talk about swatting as well here this morning. But let's talk about you getting into schools, and I know that's very important to you.
Oh, absolutely. And over the past 5 years since I took office, every year I'm going into the schools, and I'm looking to talk to the students in the middle schools, junior highs, and high schools. And I want to reinforce the message that they're getting at the schools and hopefully getting at home about safety on the internet, safety in social media, and all the pitfalls that can come from that. a cell phone's just a cell phone. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just there. But what can happen on there, there's a lot of danger for our students, and I want to reinforce what those dangers can be, how to protect themselves from it, and how to be serious. I mean, we had a student here in Blairsville who was being reached out to from somebody in Texas through the Roblox game and through Instagram. So we want to help them to identify what those pitfalls are and what those problems can be, that it's okay to go talk to a teacher, a parent, a trusted adult, and let them know what's going on, that there's things we can do in the law enforcement community to protect them and to stop it from happening. But it's important to get to those students at a very young age. The research will tell you that students in the middle school and the junior high, the vast majority of students that first encounter danger on the internet, that's the age they're at. The vast majority of students that first encounter drugs and alcohol being a problem, it's junior high and middle school. Students have the internet in the palm of their hand, and they're learning a lot about the world, and they're learning about it at an early age. And we want to reinforce that message of protecting themselves, just the same as we would say if they're just hanging out in the community. You got to protect yourself from the bad folks and from the bad actions. Surround yourself with people doing good things, and keep yourself on the right path.
Yeah, it's amazing to me that there are actually parallels between going into a senior center and talking to older folks as opposed to going into a school. The parallels between those two, they're not so far off.
They're really not. It's really just being able to provide information. And unfortunately, people don't have a lot of time to research items, to really find out the truth about it. Unfortunately, we're inundated through digital media, through social media, and you have to know trusted sources. If I want to know the news, I'm going to the radio. If I want to know what's going on, I know the trusted sources. So being able to go to the senior centers and being able to tell them exactly what's going on, what's true and what's not true. And a lot of times just correcting what's accurate and what's not true with them, with what's going on, helps them not become victims of a fraud or a scam down the road.
Yeah, those vulnerabilities. We had a story this morning, I think it came out of Japan, where a woman was scammed by somebody who claimed he was an astronaut in a spaceship under attack, and he needed her to send money for oxygen. And she fell for it. But their vulnerabilities, depending upon their mental capacities, they change as you get older. Just as with young people, they're vulnerable because they haven't grown into the person that one day they're going to be.
Oh, absolutely. And the reality is these thieves, I hate to give them the credit, but they're good at what they do. They're good at being thieves. And, one of the things that we talk to the seniors and we talk to folks around the community is being able to keep your awareness up, because it's not people that have failing faculties. It's not people that are foolish. We see good, smart, hardworking people who get scammed. I mean, that's what these thieves work on their craft, to scam folks. So we're really just trying to always keep that awareness up, because the thieves are attacking them and inundating people with text messages and emails all the time. So we want to take the same energy and keep that awareness up to protect people from being victimized.
We talked with Chief Shaw the other day about this. Swatting has been on a very big increase since the start of the school year. Universities have been attacked, and the traditional bomb threats and those sorts of things, they've been occurring too. They had one of those at Slippery Rock just yesterday. But swatting, the idea that of reporting an emergency at a particular location in order to send police and fire agencies there, really a dangerous behavior.
Oh, it's an incredibly dangerous behavior for a number of reasons. You're creating a situation of distress, and you're putting that distress on the folks that are in that area. So if it's a school, all the students, all the teachers, all the administration, that stress you're placing on them, the stress you're placing on emergency services in response to a situation like that. Further, you're utilizing resources. We don't have finite resources. So you're utilizing resources that could be being used for something else, that could be used for a real situation. So it is an incredibly dangerous situation, and it's not going to be far off that as people are getting caught, they're being prosecuted, they're not only being punished, but now they got to pay for the cost of everything that went into that. If you're a situation where you create a dangerous situation that leads to a disaster, think about an emergency services where everyone's rushing somewhere, and there's a fatal car accident, or somebody has a major medical event because of the stress. Person, in certain situations can be held accountable for that. And I don't know what the gain is. I've never understood what the gain of making that call is for that individual. It's certainly not worth the risk.
No, absolutely not. All right. So I'm following a guy through town the other day, and the letters on his license plate are actually flapping back and forth when you are, driving behind some. And a lot of people don't even realize the condition of their license plate. They haven't looked, but there are some pretty gross-looking license plates out there these days. Some you can't even read, and you and some other of the leaders trying to fix that situation. You got an event coming up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So on Saturday, September 13th, right at the Indiana County Courthouse in the parking lot in the back, it's going to be my office, Representative Jim Struzzi, Sheriff Bob Fyock, Chief Justin Saul, and all of our teams. We're going to be working together where, those license plate, like you said, they seem to peel off anymore. I don't know why, but they just seem to peel off a little easier. So if your license plate is peeling off, you can get a free replacement. I had this happen to my vehicle. The license plate peeled off. There's a form we fill out. We send it into PennDOT. They send you a new license plate. For me, it took 2 weeks. It was a very easy process. For a lot of folks, trying to find that time in your day, you're going to work, you're taking care of home, you got children, you got other responsibilities. Well, you can come to the courthouse. It's going to be from 9 a.m. till noon, Saturday, September 13th. It's a free event. You're just going to simply drive through. Law enforcement's going to have the form ready. We're going to fill the form out for you to be able to send in to get your new license plate sent to your home. We're also going to do a car seat check. If you have a car seat in there, law enforcement can go in there and make sure it's in properly so you can protect those little ones that we're driving around. If you have an old car seat, car seats expire and they run out of safety. If you have an old car seat sitting around your house, it's expired. Bring it to us, we'll dispose of it. This way, it's not a situation where we have a child sitting in an old expired car seat that's unsafe.
Yeah.
And lastly, we're going to do a drug take back. If you're coming through, go through your medicine cabinet, go through your drawers. If you have old, expired, unused narcotics, bring them to us. We'll dispose of them for free. And it's just going to be a simple drive-through. Get your license plate taken care of, get your car seat taken care of, get rid of the old drugs, and be on your way. We're hoping to just have people in and out real quick so you can go about your day. Your license plate is taken care of, your little one's taken care of, and your house is a little safer.
There you go. Good plan. Saturday, September 13th.
Saturday, September 13th from 9 to noon, and it's just going to be in the back parking lot of the courthouse.
Very good. He is District Attorney Bob Manzi. Thanks for the visit.
Thank you very much. I hope you all have a great day.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com.